time limit. He's got him there in a takedown. Bill slips out of it. Bill now on a takedown. He's got him there. Turns him head over, pushes him down into the mat, and he's really going to start to work on him. But the hippie crawls over and gets out on the ring ropes out there. Referee Alfred Neely says, break it up, Bill. The hippie claiming that Bill did something to him illegally. He lives up to that name, the hippie, pretty well. If you can see his eyes in there. Got a little bit of green right around the eyes there. I guess if that's what makes you beautiful, he's got it. Right now, Bill's got him in an arm lock there. Cowboy Bill Watts. One of the more familiar names here on Championship Wrestling. There's Bill. Oh, takedown. Hippie's spunky, though. He's not going to let himself get maneuvered into a position where Bill's maneuvering around out there. Showing a lot of spunk. And now Bill's got him there. There we go. Takedown. Wow. Count of 2 and he kicks out. Over to the ring ropes. Referee Neely says, break it up. Get that one arm out of the ring. The hippie's just kind of keeping his distance there. He's giving Watts all the due respect there. It's a quick move. But he hasn't quite got what it takes to take Bill down there. Bill's got a slight weight advantage on his body there. Bill gets him reverse, brings him down, kicks out again. Bill holding him down there. Referee Alfred Neely checking him over. Might mention at this time in championship wrestling that one of the names that's due to participate tonight, Dick Murdoch, isn't here yet. This brings up one of the problems we have with championship wrestling. If you're a name star like Dick Murdoch and you have to make plane connections to get from match to match, and Murdoch is in heavy demand. He's a star name and he's in heavy demand. And traveling commercial airline flights, you have problems with weather. So we're still waiting for Dick Murdoch to get here tonight. He's supposed to go tonight against only Wiki. Get to a 2 count there, and the hippie lifts himself out. There, he's reaching around, trying to... Referee Neely checking that shoulder to make sure it's loose from the mat. Watts reverses on him there, and the hippie gets over to the ropes. Bill breaks cleanly. You just wonder, it's the first time I've seen the beautiful hippie here. I just wonder how much longer he's staying away from Watts. He's not going at him in the center of the ring. He's giving Bill about 95% of that ring. Gets Bill over there in the corner there, a headbutt. And smashed the stomach and the knee. He's got him over there against the ring ropes. Now he's beginning to come alive and beginning to see what he's made of out there. Chokehold there. Pulls him down, but Bill slips out. There's a foot stomp by Bill. He's over there in the corner. Pulls himself out of the ring ropes. Bill brings him back in. Off the ring ropes. Pick up. Yep. Managed to slip. Not let himself get pinned. He slips over and gets to the ring ropes. Shows a lot of ring savvy. I understand he was quite a college wrestler, so he knows what he's doing out there. And there was just enough ring savvy to keep his distance from Bill and keep moving. There's a headbutt and a smash. There tries to pick him up, and Bill throws him into the ring buckles. Oh! Bill dove at him and missed. Hit the ring buckles himself. Now the hippie's going to get up on the ring ropes. Watch out, the referee says no. Off he comes and he misses. Bill moves off of him there. He dove for Watts, thought he had him down on the ring. Bill slipped off the side. Cowboy picks him up. Here we go. The Oklahoma slam. Down he goes. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Bill Watts. Cowboy Bill Watts, no winner here in a decision over the beautiful hippie Mike Boyette.
I was hoping Tommy Rich here next week, but man, you're here and there's no question
That is
about it.
surprised. I couldn't stand it no more. Gordon, I had to get back home to Georgia, just like I said. It's good to be back. There's a lot of beautiful people. And I'm back to stay this time. I ain't leaving.
Well, you've always contained a tremendous sense of fair play and justice, and obviously this situation a moment ago you felt had gotten too far.
Well, that's exactly right. I've been keeping up with what's going on here in Georgia, and I've seen a lot of things, and I just decided it's time to come home, come back to Georgia, and I'm just glad to be here. And anytime I can help guys like Steve Kearn and Steve-O, I'll be here, you know.
Well, of course, something, too, with the situation of a pile driver out on the concrete. The pile driver has been outlawed in many, many states, and on the concrete out here, it could have caused permanent injury.
Yes, it would. You know, it's very dangerous. It's a dangerous period. And out here on this concrete floor, drive your neck in, hurt the guy real bad, and you don't know how long you're going to be.
There's no question about that. Steve, I'm concerned about your shoulder and that arm.
Gordon, you know, I hate to be out here trying to interrupt or get in on Tommy, but, you know, this is an opportunity for me to thank him, not only to thank him, but to welcome him back. You know, I know all the fans, every place I've been, all over this state and wherever this television's gone, one thing they've asked me is, where's Tommy and when's he coming back? Well, I'm glad he came back today because we needed him, and he came at the right time. But I'm also proud to have him as a friend, and I know this is one man that's going to take care of a lot of people in this area, and he's come back, and he's in his own home here.
Well, certainly no question about that. We're all delighted to have him back. And, Steve, of course, I know that you're going to have to get some therapy on that arm very quickly, but you've got a lot of places to be.
Well, I got a lot of places to go and a lot of things to do, but I'm just glad to see friends moving back in this area because friends are hard to come by, especially as professional wrestlers and athletes. And Tommy Rich is one of the best friends I got in this area, and I know that he's going to come in here and do one job on a lot of people.
All right, Steve, where will you be tonight? You're going to be able to come out that. And I may just say that for all of you in Columbus, be watching for Steve Kearn, be watching for Tommy Rich and Tommy again.
Thank you, Gordon. I'd just
Welcome
like to
back.
say hi to all the people in Columbus.
Right on. Sullivan no longer holds the National Television Championship.
I'm not going to get out here and yell and scream and cry and whine. You know, I've heard a lot of people out here today screaming, crying, whining, and threatening. Because, Steve Kearn, I don't have to do this because in your heart, you know, we've had a lot of battles, and I got to give the guy credit. I used to think he had a lot of guts, but I'm starting to think now he got no brains. So, Kearn, what I'm saying to you, I'm not threatening you, and I'm not screaming, and I'm not yelling. But I'm going to tell you this, and this is from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to hurt you real bad, and you can make book on that. Steve Kearn, I'm going to do something to you that's going to put an end to this. You know, I'm not crying about I lost the belt. You know, the first time I lost the belt to Steve-O, it took Kearn and O to beat me. You know that. You saw the film. This film we'll see, it shows exactly that I had Steve Kearn pinned for at least a 6 count. The referee was down. He got up. Kearn hit me with something illegal and won. But what I got to say to Kearn is this thing. You know, Kearn, I admire you for one thing. It isn't how you play the game. It's whether you win or lose. And you won this game. But the game's coming down to this. Sooner or later, it's going to be mine. And Gordon, can I just say one more thing? You know, it gets back to a story that happened to me as a child. You know, people say, you know, you've changed, you don't trust anybody. But I'm going to tell you a story, Kearn, and you better not trust anybody, and you better not ever turn your back on me, because I'm going to tell you something. You know, when I was a child, about 6 years old, my father put me in a tree. And he said, come on, Kevin, jump. I said, Daddy, I'm afraid I'll fall on the ground. He said, I'll catch you. I said, no, it's too high. He said, jump, son, I'll catch you. I said, I'm afraid I'll get hurt. He said, son, I'm your father. I'll catch you. Jump. Well, I jumped. As I jumped, he pulled his hands away, and I landed straight in the ground on my head. You know, and it was a good story because, you know what? My old man looked at me, and he said, see, son, don't trust anybody, not even your own father. So, Steve Kearn, I'm giving it to you straight. I'm going to hurt you.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's saying he made some accusations. I think it's only fair we take a look. Let's go back to that particular match that was held at the Omni, and we'll take a look at this television championship match. Now, certainly you can't say that what you're doing here is within the realm of the rule.
No, I'm not going to make any, I'm not going to hide this fact. Right here, Steve Kearn and I have beat each other half to death. I got to give Kearn credit. I'm not going to do anything in the rule book because I'm out to do one thing, hurt this man. Right there is the finest physical specimen in professional wrestling today, myself. I got to give Kearn credit. He's a hell of an athlete. He looks good. He's strong. He's tough. And any other man that had any brains would have gave up 15 minutes ago. This jerk, I don't know what he's got in him, but he's getting up and he's going to try to fight me back. Right there, Gordon, that would knock the building down. Right there, he's out in his feet. All I want him to do is quit, lay down, so I can knock him down again. Right there, I chopped him right there in the face. You're going to see him holding his teeth in a little while. He's right there. He's hurt. He's out. I have the match my own way. I haven't seen Kern make an offensive move yet. No one else in the Army did either. The man's a human walking punching bag.
Well, you've certainly got to admit that he's got tremendous intestinal fortitude to put up with this kind of punishment and keep coming back for more.
Well, Gordon, if it was myself, I'd say it's intestinal fortitude. When I say it's him, it's no brains. The man has no brains. If you don't have any brains, no nerve endings, you can't feel pain. Right there, he's giving me his best shot, and I'm trading right here. I mean, he's hit me with everything, and he has. I'm not going to take anything away from Kern. As an athlete, he's one of the top in the world today. He's big, he's strong, and right here, this would stop any normal human being what he did to me. Shoulder breaker. Right there, he can't even figure out what he's supposed to do. See, he jerked me up by the hair of the head. That's against the rules. I'm not going to bring this out, and I'm not going to whine about it, but he jerked me up by the head right there against... I don't know who he's pointing to, his mother or somebody.
Well, another shoulder breaker, and...
What did he do then, Gordon? You please tell me what he did.
Well, obviously, he's trying to pay back some of the punishment that you...
What he tried to do, I know you're trying to be unbiased. What he did was illegal. He pulled me up by the hair of the head. Right here, the sleeper. A legal hold. I want to show you something now. Right here, the referee gets in the way and collides with Kern and myself. It was just that I'm in better shape than the referee and Kern. And right here, I'm getting Kern in position. Now, as I climb on the second rope, I'm on the second rope, legally on his throat. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 count. That's 3 times I pinned him in the one match. Right here, I'm getting up. Okay, he reaches in. Foreign object. He hit me with the foreign object.
A forearm. It's not a...
No, he had something in his hand. Foreign object. 1, 2, 3. Now, I got to give Kern credit, like I said. It isn't how you play the game. It's whether you win or lose. Kern happened to win a small skirmish. See him holding his teeth? That's where I chopped him hard. Kern, next time, you're going to be holding more than your teeth. Face, he doesn't even know where he is. He doesn't know he's holding my belt that's given to me from divine right, Gordon. That belt is mine. Divine right, I own the belt. Getting up to my feet, great athlete I am. He hit me with a foreign object and didn't even faze me. Stood right up. You know, this man is sick. This man, the words, I cannot describe him. It makes me sick to see a hubcap thief holding a belt that is mine by divine right. That is given to me. I inherited that belt. That is mine in Steve Kern. I'm going to tell you again, I'm not going to get out here screaming. I'm not whining because there isn't any athlete in the world that hasn't at one time felt the sting of a loss. Kern, what that loss did to me was just going to make me so conscious of you now that I am not going to give you one moment to breathe when we get in the ring again, because I know you're in great shape, but I'm going to come at you, Steve Kern, straight at you. And just remember one thing, Steve Kern. It's what my father told me. Don't trust anybody, and you better not trust me. And please, Steve Kern, don't turn your back on me, because I am, and I will be, a back jumper and a backstabber, because I want my belt back, and no matter what I have to do, I'm going to get it.
Thank you so very much. Kevin Sullivan, the former Steve Kern, is with me, and I'm sure he's got some comments to make.
You know, I listened to Kevin Sullivan's comments, and that's the first time I haven't seen him get excited and start screaming and yelling and lose his control and his temper. But Kevin Sullivan came out here and, to me, wasted a lot of time. First of all, the story about his family. Well, that just goes to show that he comes from a long line of fools. Because if I had a baby or a kid, I would never tell him to climb in a tree and jump and then move. I think that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. So, Kevin Sullivan, I'm going to tell you something. This belt is in my hands now. That means I'm the owner of this belt. But it's passed through a lot of hands recently. And I'm not saying that this is my belt, like you claim. But if you want this belt, the only thing you have to do is beat me. And I've fought a lot of hard matches with you, probably the hardest I've fought since I've been in this area, or in a long time. And Kevin Sullivan is a tough man. He's hard to beat, but he's a little rat at the same time. And the little rat is going to have to beat me, and coming about hurting me is going to be a lot harder than he plans on. And I'll say this, I'm going to be in Carrollton, Georgia tonight. I'm going to be in Columbus, Ohio tomorrow night. And if you want any other towns that I'm going to be in, Sullivan, just check with the promoter. Because anytime, any place, as long as I have this belt, I know you want me. So I'm going to be looking for him.
All right, I'll tell you what, I'm sure, too, that they would try, if they can, to get a rematch with you in the Omni on the 29th, if possible. I understand that negotiation is currently underway.
Gordon, I hold an open contract. I leave my name on a contract with an open line, and I'm just praying Kevin Sullivan puts his name up there just to prove to the people that I can beat him again. I beat him right in the middle of the ring, and I beat him legal. But I took an awful lot of abuse that night doing it, and I'm not prepared to take that again. But if I have to, here's the winning trophy, this TV title belt. If you can take it from me, you're the rightful champion.
Steve-O with him, so that's good news indeed. Steve, I think everybody was rather concerned.
Well, you know, Gordon, I got slammed out here on the floor by Michael Hayes, and I'm limping a little bit. I got dropped on my back. I tell you, it's just not a normal thing for a wrestler to take, and I want to say right now, I've never met this man next to me, but I want to come out and say thank you. If you hadn't come out, man, I might not be wrestling anymore. You know, Gordon, it's hard enough on a two-on-two situation, but these free birds, you know, I've been watching a lot of Georgia Championship wrestling. I picked a cable up in Tennessee, and I've seen these guys. It's always a 3-on-2 situation with it, and I believe there's going to be a change. I'd like to get a hold. You know, the two guys that Terry Gordy and the Roberts guy, they're both tough. Michael Hayes, he kind of hides behind them, hangs back. I don't think he's quite as tough. I think he's got a little sissy in him or something. I don't know quite what's wrong with him.
Well, I would hesitate to make a definitive statement on that, but nonetheless, I'll tell you what. Tommy's brought up an interesting point, and Steve, I hope you don't mind, because this may be a little bit painful for you to watch, but I thought we might go back and pick up the closing moments of that situation and see exactly what did happen when Steve-O and Steve Keirn were competing against, as it was scheduled to be, two men, but of course, once again, Michael Hayes added his input to it. So let's take a look at the closing moments of that situation, if we can. Screaming at the referee. It's obvious here that Steve Keirn is outside on the apron. Noticed that the Freebirds have been becoming increasingly vicious with their opponents in the ring. They're facing two of the very finest in the sport today in Steve-O and Steve Keirn. The tag. Keirn has made the tag, and Steve-O moves into the ring now. Steve-O unleashing everything he's got against